We're here with Bermuda's first Olympic medal winner, Clarence Hill, 1976 Olympics in Montreal. Thrilled the Bermudian public with his bronze medal winning performance. Clarence, I just really want to say that we appreciate you and that we love you and love what you've done for the sport, and we thank you on behalf of the Burn News team for you agreeing to this interview today.
Thank you for having me.
So, Clarence, we know your story, but to tell it again for maybe those people in the public who don't, how you got started over at the center.
Okay, first time I started boxing really wasn't at the youth center. When I came back to Bermuda, that's where I started, at the youth center, but I had started boxing in the United States before I came to Bermuda. And when I came back to Bermuda, that's where I found Pembroke Youth Center, Sammy Wilson, and that's where I started boxing here in Bermuda at Pembroke Youth Center. And it was something that I enjoyed doing, because I always enjoyed the art of boxing, because when I learned it, I was in New York, New Jersey, New York. And coming back, finding it here, I said, yeah. And then when Sammy Wilson saw me, he enjoyed what he saw. Then Stanley Trim, who became my trainer, he became my trainer by watching me train. He said, well, I want to train. He said, that's when Clarence Hill started in my middle.
Right. So how did you get started back in New York and New Jersey?
Okay, to tell you the truth, I started boxing by running away from home. Me and my father, we was in seeing eye to eye. So I went on a run, and I got to finding a youth center. And at the youth center, there was boxing. So I asked the coach, can I learn how to box? He said, yeah. So when he put me in the ring, he looked at me and said, you're gifted. So by him saying that, it stayed with me. So when I came back to Bermuda, I found a boxing gym on the youth center, and I started again.
How important was it to have somebody who believed in you?
It was real good because I needed somebody, because I was so young. I was young at the time. I was like 15, 16. I needed somebody to really believe in me. And that's when Stanley Trim came in, and he helped me out a lot. So, and it stayed with me. Then he mentioned about the Olympics. He said, I should be good enough to go to the Olympics, right? So I trained hard and fought hard and winning fights. And then the government called me up and asked me would I represent them in the Olympics, and that's what I did.
Being at the center, and there were other great Bermudian boxers that were around at the time. What was that like?
It was good because you can learn from them too, right? Because and you could ask questions that they might know the answers to that you didn't know, and which was Roy Johnson and Troy Darrell, Quinn Painter. Even though they were lightweights, a lot of things that I didn't know about the youth center, they taught me a lot about, right? So that's how I got to really get to know Bermuda, by learning from them, right?
Around what year was this?
1972.
72? Yeah.
71, 72. I came back to Bermuda. Because 76 is when I went to the Olympics. Yeah.
Building towards that Olympics, how did you prepare? What were your amateur fights like?
Oh, I fought around BA. I had many fights around BA. I had many fights, more so, all my fights was imported, brought in, because there was no heavyweights in Bermuda at the time. And then the coaches were telling me I was too good to fight the Bermudian fighters, so they brought in those fighters. And as they came in, I beat them up. I sent them back home, right? So, preparing myself for the Olympic Games.
So what was your first fight as an amateur overseas?
Jimmy Clark. Jimmy Clark was my first fight as an amateur overseas. I fought him in Madison Square Garden. He gave me a licking. He did. Jimmy Clark was a good amateur box, heavyweight, right? Yeah. But I ended up beating him though. So.
For those people who may not know who Jimmy Clark was during the era of Muhammad Ali.
He was 96 #1 amateur champion.
Right, and he had he was always one of the top contenders for the heavyweight. So top competition that you had to face.
Yes, for real. Marvin Stimson was another one who was an amateur, good heavyweight. I fought him, I beat him. But Jimmy Clark was the one that was really a sore. He was a sore on my side, right? But I ended up beating him, so. And I felt good when I got to beating him. Right? So.
What did you learn for that fight or what did you say to yourself after beating somebody of his caliber?
I said, well, I can do it. I said, I'm capable of doing it. I'm capable of beating anybody and everybody. So, and I train hard. See, so that's where after I beat him, I said, well, I need to train harder, which I did. And leave the women to learn. Come fight time, no women. Because I always thought that you can train and still have girlfriends, and nothing would happen. But hey, they drain you. They take your strength from you. Right? So I learned a lot.
So leading up to the Montreal Olympic boxing event, what was your preparation like in the 6 months or 3 months heading into it?
It wasn't what I wanted because being in Bermuda and getting ready for the Olympic Games, as a heavyweight, I had no sparring partners. It was kind of difficult trying to train with Troy Darrow, which is a middleweight, Quinn Painter, a lightweight, Roy Johnson, a welterweight, and I'm a heavyweight, and I'm going to the Olympics as a heavyweight. And I needed somebody bigger than me, better than me, to knock me around, to get me in shape, and prepare me for the Olympics. But I didn't have that, so what I ended up doing, they ended up bringing in some professional fighters from the States, from Canada, and I was sparring with them. And I was sending them back because I was beating them up. So,
Take us through, or how well do you remember walking into the Olympic Stadium for the opening ceremonies? What was that like for you?
That was a thrill because as soon as you walk in, the place is so crowded and everybody starts to holler, And then to have Bermudians in the audience also, to know that the Bermudians getting ready to fight, the noise alone, it was it was deafening, But it was a thrill though to know that you got people on your side that was cheering for you. That when you get in the ring, you have somebody out there that's cheering for you. So you wasn't by yourself. You always had somebody there for you, with you at all times, right? So.
Yeah. I know like the Bermuda team for the 76 games was one of the largest that we had. So what was it like having all the Bermudians in the Olympic Village with you?
It was good. It was good, but even though we had our big team, because you remember most of them was track and field, so they had their own places to live, and the boxers had their own, and weightlifting had their own, but everybody got together around supper time and gave each other encouragement, which was a good thing. That's what we need. We need encouragement from each other, and we encourage each other to do good. So, and we did.
Mm-hmm. Leading up to your fight, the weigh-in, getting your badge, your pass to go into different venues and things, did the excitement build as you led up to your first fight?
Well, yeah, it did, then it didn't, because after a while, sometimes when you have to wait, especially for me anyway, for me as a personal person, I hate waiting. And then sometimes I had to wait for my fight, and I was getting kind of teed off, right, wondering if I'm going to fight or not, right, because I had to wait, and then my coach had to come and tell me, like, be patient, it's coming. Then my first fight, then that's when everything started to click in. Once I won the first fight, I said, yeah, well, I'm going from there, right? So,
yeah. So who was the first bout against, and what was the result?
The first bout was against, I think, the Romanian, and I beat him in the second round. Then came the Belgian. Then the Russian. I think the Russian beat me by a point. I didn't think he beat me, but they say he beat me with politics, right, in the games. I thought I gave, when I don't see him as the winner. Everybody in the audience, they booed because I thought I had won. Because I had to fight Stevenson. The next fight would have been Stevenson from Cuba.
Right.
In 1976, believe it or not, people, Stevenson could not beat me in 1976. I would have came in with the gold medal. Because Stevenson couldn't beat me in 1976. I wouldn't have allowed him to.
Right. So, and Teofilo, I'm not
Teofilo
sure.
Stevenson.
Stevenson, who at that point in time, a lot of people thought was
Cuba.
was the best fighter in the
Heavyweight,
world.
best
Yes.
heavyweight, yeah.
Yeah, even though he was an amateur.
Yeah, Castro kept him as an amateur because he was good. He was 6'6", tall as I was, big, but 1976, he could not beat me. I wouldn't have allowed him to beat me, but being that year I lost in the semifinals, I couldn't fight him.
Right. And for the bronze medal match, was there one, or they just gave you both?
I thought I won the silver medal, but they gave me the bronze because they said the guy beat me by 1 point.
Right.
And I don't think the Romanian, I don't think he beat me, but you can't argue with the referee.
So when they had the medal ceremony, and you're standing, getting
On the
ready to
podium.
standing on the podium.
I felt good because I won Bermuda's first Olympic medal, right? It was Bermuda's first Olympic medal, so I didn't know I won it. It was a great accomplishment.
All right. What was it like for you in the village after that? And with the
It was
team?
great. Everybody knew you. Everybody wanted to know you. Everybody shook your hand. Everybody came to say hi to you. It was great.
Now, I know besides yourself, a lot of Bermudians are disappointed that when you came back home, you didn't get what we see today with officials flooding down to congratulate
Yeah,
you.
because I don't know why, but see, being that the year in the 70s, the politics, the prejudiceness of the people in the country, they had a lot to do with it, right? So, who can you blame? Who can you blame? It was the politics, it was the people. So, and I came up in the wrong era, I guess. So, what can you say? But people know, I mean, it's in black and white. I'm the first Olympic medal. You cannot take that away.
You can't take it away. No.
So,
Now, we've never talked about, we've talked about your career quite a bit, but I don't think I really ever asked you, because it looked like you were looking ahead to boxing in the 1980 Olympics, and then when the boycott happened.
yeah, I wanted to go back in 1980, but the boycott disturbed the whole process of me going. Because if I knew if I won the bronze 76, I can get gold. So I even trained hard for the 80s, but they boycotted it. So.
And then you made the decision to go pro,
Turn pro, yeah.
right? And you had a very successful pro career.
Yeah, so I did. I had a couple of American managers. Right, I started off in England, London, England. From England, I went to the United States. So, my fault is coming back to Bermuda. I should have stayed in the States.
Right.
But we make decisions that sometimes you don't know how to handle. Really, I should have stayed in London, England, and the reason why I left London, because everybody started to duck me, nobody wanted to fight me anymore. After I started beating up 7 guys, I couldn't find fights, so I had to go to New York.
Yeah, you had 19 wins, 16 by knockout. You had a draw and 3 defeats at the end, but you were fighting some of the best in the world. Tony Tubbs,
Jimmy Clark.
Jimmy Young, I think.
Jimmy Young, I beat them all, right? So, and everybody was kind of ducking me, so left me home doing nothing. Right? I was getting older every day, so that's why I moved from England to New York, trying to find fights, right? So, and I got some fights in the States, but I should have stayed in London. But
now we saw you earlier. You were helping the other guys here, just out of the goodness of your heart, trying to give them tips and things. How involved are you still with boxing?
I was involved with a whole lot. I used to come here a whole lot and teach them, and teach the other guys here how to show the punches and the uppercuts and different things. So I don't do it as often like I used to, right? Because I'm getting older, and sometimes a lot of these guys, and the boxing game in Bermuda is going dead. So And then plus I'm losing interest in it. For some reason, I don't know why, but I am.
For you, I think I know what the answer is going to be, but between your pro and amateur career, what is your highlight for you?
just to be Clarence, just to live life, enjoy my life, trust in the Lord. I believe in the Lord, right? And just try my best to help those who I can help. You know, I come here, if I can help somebody who's boxing, teach them something, I feel good. Makes me feel great. You know?
Clarence, I just want to thank you again for
Thank
sharing
you.
your story with
Thank
the
you for
Bermuda
having
public.
me.
Thank you, Burn News, for your coverage of the Paris Olympics and our Bermudian athletes. Butterfield and Medalist is proud to be partnering and sponsoring this coverage. All the very best to our athletes.
My name is Jakimo Gardner. Been at One Communications now for 6 years. I am the captain and owner of Gombe Warriors Troop. Gombe Warriors are different, say, by the approach that we take. I do not teach character when it comes to that. I want them to have their own character, I want them to have their own styles, their own flair. Outside of being their captain, their teacher in Gombe, I want to be able to help them in life.